effect. Your mind's slowing down, your reactions are slowing down, thought process is slowing down. So I'm relying then on others to take care of me.
Jesus! I need you to help me. I need you to get some warmth into me.
Steve asks me to sort of cuddle him, keep him warm, really.
You ever tell anyone about this at climbing club? And you're toast.
Anthony was talking to Steve quite a lot, and I think that probably came from the fact that they were great friends anyway. They'd known each other a long, long time, and Anthony just wasn't going to let him go.
Thirsty! Thirsty! Give us a drink. Nice drink. Let's see what we've got here.
Dehydration is a major, major problem.
The team begin to regret leaving their equipment behind.
What's that then, Nige?
We should have carried a stove to reheat and to get some warm food inside us and possibly a better drink inside us.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. Just calm down. I'm here, all right? So shh.
We've got to radio for help. Get them to send help. We'll never get Steve down on our own, not in the state that he's in. We've got no choice.
I don't know. He's still shivering and moving. That's a really good sign.
Nigel and Anthony know that Steve would want to carry on, but they now must decide if they should call off the climb and send out a mayday call.
It's a very difficult decision to actually decide that we've got.
1 click for yes, 2 clicks for no.
Are you Expedition Zambezi?
We just went down until they got a click for yes.
Are you Expedition Denson?
And at that point, they've got who you are, what...
He was falling over and tripping over. It was painful to see. Steve was starting to cool down as again, and that was becoming a concern for Steve. I am worried about both Steve and Nigel at this stage.
Stand left out. Put round me. Go on, fellas. Keep the pace. Come on. Put round me. Come on. Come on!
The temperature has now dropped to around minus 30 degrees. Nigel is slowing the team down, and Steve knows that it won't be long before he again succumbs to the cold.
We've got to get down. We've got to get somebody down now and organise a rescue. Tony, I can't keep going at this slow pace. I'm going to go hypothermic again. I'm going to have to go down on my own.
The decision...
I'm going to go for the ice chute. I think it's the fastest option, and I can clearly see where I'm going. Down climbing is much harder than up climbing, and when you've not got a rope on or someone to care for you up above, the risk's high. My heart's pounding a little bit. Everything seems firm, everything's holding. Okay, big breath, come on.
His fellow climbers, Anthony and Nigel, have been rescued. All he can do now is hope someone finds him before he dies.
Steve!
His friends have no idea that Steve is still lost on the mountain.
Somebody came into my room in the hospital to ask me what Steve was wearing. It's only then I actually realised that Steve wasn't in a place of safety. He'd been there for up to 12 hours out exposed on the mountainside, and nobody knew where he was.
Climbers have now been alerted and are out searching for Steve, but they have no idea where to look for him and have little hope of finding him alive. It is rare for the human body to survive overnight temperatures as low as -50 degrees.
I can't feel my feet anymore. My nose is cold. I don't want to take my fingers out of my pockets. I just want to stay huddled up. I haven't got a lot left. I'm starting to lose it.
Years in rehabilitation.
My frostbite injuries resulted in amputations of all the fingers and thumb on my right hand, my left hand mid-palm. The left leg has gone below the knee.
Suddenly, Blake comes face to face with a grizzly bear.
A grizzly can tear your head off with one bite. But their claws can rip holes through you like nobody's business, so you don't want to mess with them.
The bear is some way off, but even the slightest sound could alert it to Blake's presence.
I certainly sent the adrenaline through my body when I saw him.
Blake daren't make a sound. The bear's too close.
It was scary seeing him out there. He wasn't far enough away for my liking.
The bear hasn't spotted him, but grizzlies have a sense of smell 100 times more powerful than a human, and can pick up the scent of prey from more than 2 miles away.
The only thing that I really saw were some spiders, and there were a few that I swatted and ate, just because I thought maybe I'll start to see more of these and have some nutrition. But the amount of nutrition I got from the few that I ate certainly didn't give me any energy, that's for sure. I was awakened by some raindrops that were hitting me on the face. I was worried about my father because, he would have gotten just as wet. He didn't have a lighter to restart a fire had his gone out.
In the rainy season, downpours can be intense. If the fire goes out, Neil risks bear attack and hypothermia.
The possibility of rain was a real problem. It would put out a fire, and there wasn't any way to keep a fire going. And that's what I had to try to do.
The rain clouds blow over. Now Neil faces his first night alone in a wilderness bristling with predators.
As everyone knows, you try to make noise in the wild with where bears are present. I said a lot of stupid things in order to make noise, and one of them was, "I'm the king of this valley. Everyone who lives here at my pleasure."
You want to see me? You have to go through my nights. Blake, where are you?
After a fitful night's sleep, Blake confronts the bleak reality of his situation. Despite his weakened state, he starts to gather driftwood for a signal fire.
I actually set one of these log jams on fire, hoping that someone might see the smoke.
But even this simple plan fails.
Every time I looked up into the sky, the smoke wasn't very white and smoky like you always see in the TV shows. You know, it wasn't that noticeable.
It's Neil's third night alone in his brushwood shelter.
I guess a spark jumped from the fire. All of a sudden, there was a fire going on right above my head, and I'm talking like 18 inches above my head. So I had to get out of there fast.
He can only watch, helpless as he... 3 hours later, and there's still no sign of rescue.
Boy, after a while, I started thinking, did I just hallucinate?
So sorry.
Hell, all I could say was, man, you look like hell.
Well, you don't look that cute yourself.
I was very happy to see him, very, very happy.
Can we get the hell home now? Let's get out of here.
Then we took off. Together again.
The men later learned that their initial camp was not on the flight path of any local aircraft. If Blake hadn't tried to hike out...
We should try and swim. David looked in my eyes and he knew at that point that there's no arguing. We're gonna start swimming.
Okay. Take it nice and easy, okay? No splashing. I'm gonna keep my hand underwater and keep a lookout, okay? Nice and easy.
Okay. I remember him saying, let's just kick very slowly, peacefully on the surface, just moseying through. There's no reason to bring attention to ourselves, and don't kick too hard because we'll just get exhausted.
With 30 years diving experience, David knows that splashing about on the surface creates its own risks.
I didn't want to become part of the food chain because having watched the oceans and observed what happens there my whole life, there was a pretty strong likelihood that some sharks would come up and have a good look at us. You're on edge, totally. It was not a good feeling, not at all.
While David keeps watch below the surface, Melissa scans above for any sign of danger.
You see these pointed gray waves, and then all of a sudden you think you see fins.
Here. Look. What?
And so your mind plays tricks with you.
What?
Nothing. Sorry. It was a constant battle to not let my imagination go.
But the dangers beneath the waves are not just in Melissa's mind.
Ow! Something bit me! What? Where? Oh, what? Ow!
Then I looked in the water, and there were millions of these little globs, little translucent balls.
Oh, jellyfish!
With daylight fading, the search parties have no choice but to return to the island. They've spent over 6 hours searching for the missing divers. They'll start again at first light, but everyone knows that by then, The odds are they'll be looking for dead bodies.
As the sun went down, I felt really sad. I didn't understand why they didn't come back for us. I was hurt.
Inept, I guess, is impotent, whatever word is applicable, that I couldn't do anything that time span.
Thank you. Bye.
And David was wherever he was, out at sea somewhere.
As night started wrapping itself around us, it was completely terrifying. Thinking, oh my, we're gonna be here at night. We're gonna have to deal with what we just dealt with, only in blackness. What?
Miles from land, and the tropical sun is beating down on them relentlessly.
I was so grateful the sun came up, but it was also a blessing and a curse because I could feel the side of my face burning, and I remember trying to put my head in the water to cool it off for a little bit. My lips were so raw and swollen, and now the sun was burning them, so they were starting to blister. My skin was wrinkly and flaking. You feel like you're slowly getting eaten by salt water. I remember thinking, what's that piece of plastic sticking out of the water? It looks like a sailboat's on its end, or almost like a kayak sticking straight up out of the water. Well, what's that plastic?
Oh, David! David! We're shark.
What?
I saw fin.
That woke me up. I said, did it sort of look like this? And she says, yeah. And what I sketched with my finger was a dorsal fin of a hammerhead shark.
Just offshore, they've spotted a hammerhead shark.
I'd never seen anything like this. It was huge.
You're talking a 6+ meter shark. That's a big shark.
I figured if it's gonna happen, I want it to happen fast. I hope it doesn't bite my leg. I hope it just sinks its teeth right into my heart. And bang, it's over with.
This was my greatest fear. You're just hoping that that shark isn't hungry. With all the bad things that have happened, a little bit of good luck would be nice right now. The hardest problem is that you know it's still nearby. You're still waiting in the back of your mind.
David and Melissa swam 20 miles before they were finally rescued and returned to dry land.
I'm seeing these blisters, these huge blisters that are coming to the surface on my leg. They're rupturing, and the fluid is running down my leg. And the swelling has gotten a lot worse. And I didn't know exactly what to make of this. I knew it couldn't be good.
Swelling in Justin's
literally dropped to my knees and was so thankful that I was back. And I'm on my knees and I look up and it wasn't there. I wasn't seeing what I thought I saw. It was kind of just the roller coaster ride continuing.
Jeremy may be out of the main canyon, but he cannot find the trail back to his camp, and in just 2 hours the sun will set.
I knew he wouldn't give up, no matter what.
It's really hard to convey to someone how exhausted I was. I'd gone so far beyond what I had imagined my limits were. I wasn't sure whether I should believe that it was really there or not.
Well, what do you think?
I thought we needed to come up with a strategy and continue using it until the end.
That way.
Okay.
What neither of them realize is the only direction that can help them is north.
We chose southeast. We will walk in this one direction for as long as it takes. If it takes us 40 days to get out of here, we're gonna walk southeast.
Hours later, and the jungle is just getting denser.
We were getting down. We were getting scared and worried.
Everything just looks the same. The jungle is so dense and so thick, you can't see more than a few yards in any direction at any one time.
Dave has an idea. If he can get up high, he might just be able to see the lodge.
I wanted to document it as well as I could, so I'd snap that picture, hoping that one day somebody would find our bones and our camera and see that we had been there on the 6th day. That's when I started to think personally about my life. I did not have a close relationship with my family. I had never told my mother that I loved her.
Crystal can now see an end to her ordeal.
Sit down here. On here. Come on.
She was like, "What time is it? Is it nighttime? Is it getting close enough?"
Come on!
But Crystal can't keep going.
Dave, look!
I thought to myself, I've got to be hallucinating.
I said, David, am I really seeing that? You know, is that really real? And he said it was.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
He didn't wave back at us. It seemed like he was smiling.
She was screaming and struggling.
She obviously needed something to hold on to, and she had swallowed a lot of water and was gasping for air and kind of pushed onto me so that she could get her breath back. And I'm like, you know, Mum, you know, you're pushing me down.
Oh, Brenda, I've got you. I've got you.
It's just so strong, and we were being swept away.
This is the situation. The group's chances of being rescued on this remote stretch of the river are slim. He knows that every year hundreds of people die of crocodile attacks on the Zambezi. As the only single man in the group,
Arthur!
he takes a calculated risk.
I'm going to swim to that bank and get help. Don't risk.
It's very difficult to keep your footing as you were sliding down.
God, you okay?
I hit a log straight on, and it just, I managed to catch it with the part of the body you should never hit a log with, and literally knocked the wind out of me considerably.
You okay to stand? Come on, let me take this pack. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Careful.
It's a lucky escape. It could have been much worse. Severe dehydration is putting Guy's body under intolerable pressure. Finally, it just gives out.
take a deep breath. You know, that sensation that you have where you can feel the oxygen going through your body. I couldn't do that. The best I could do is reach a shallow breath, basically.
Hey, where's Guy?
By the time the group realize he's not with them, they're hundreds of feet further down the chute.
Guy! I need some help up here! Can't you get down? I can't. I gotta take a break.
At that point, I began to really question whether I'd ever make it down to the river. I can't believe a time in my life when I wanted to sweat. I knew that if I could sweat, that it would cool down my body. And I physically tried to will myself to do that, and I couldn't do it.
Without cooling sweat, any physical exertion could send his temperature spiraling out of control. If it reaches 108 degrees Fahrenheit, his brain will begin to die. Guy is trapped. If he tries to hike out, it could kill him.
David was leaning against a tree, and I was like, hey, we're almost there, guys. And at that point, David collapsed.
David? Dave? You okay?
Me and Mark went over to him.
Dave.
And I remember seeing Dave's eyes roll back in his head, and his breathing is really jumpy.
Yes.
And I just knew that we were in trouble.
The three boys are in a remote part of the canyon, and dehydration has finally made 15-year-old David collapse with heat stroke. With little chance of help, the situation is desperate.
Say something, David.
I'd taken first aid merit badge, as a scout.
David?
They train you for extreme situations like this. I knew it was very serious.
Hey, Jordan. You guys get to the river. Bring back water. We're gonna get you some water, all right?
And as I went around the first corner, I could see the water, and it was about 100 yards away. And I remember getting to the water and just